Hey Virgo, I apologize. It's going to be quiet till about 8 minutes or so you might have to turn up the volume. Hi Virgo. So we're going to take a look at what's going on with you and your person at this time with this love reading. Okay, so for you, we got the Ace of Wands. Okay, you might be feeling newly inspired about this relationship or this connection. You might be feeling a little bit of the heat, a little bit of the passion. It's so weird. I feel like my energy's a little bit muted right now. So maybe there's, all right, we got the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is Gemini and Taurus, I think. So they could have Gemini or Taurus. I feel like this could be some sort of revelation of truth for them. Interesting that we have an eagle. There's an eagle here for reason, so we'll get into that. It's not an extended, it's a generalized reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. What I was saying is I'm feeling a little bit muted about this excitement. Like my energy right now is kind of meh. I don't know if it's because it's raining outside, but I don't think that's it. I think, and maybe there's like a bit of a dampening from the new moon in Cancer. Something's just below the surface, but it's very muted, like there's a wet blanket on it of some kind. So we're going to look at the situation, the obstacle to the situation, all this good stuff. There will be an extended, just looking at your person's perspective of this whole thing, because they might have a completely different version of what's going on in their experience. That is a subscription, a membership thing. Okay. Let's take a look at the actual situation here. Okay. All right, we have the Prince of Wands. There's an energy here between the two of you, but it feels like a failure to launch. There's an energy here where you guys are wanting to yeah, look at this. This is right in the undertone of the energy, the happy card, right? The happiness card. But there's the passion, there's the drive, but there's the failure to complete for some reason. So what is the obstacle to this? Oh, interesting. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting that we have the Wealth card. This doesn't always have to do with finances and money, but sometimes it can be associated with the wealth of the self. So self-worth. Bear with me, because they're kind of showing me the pathway, but it's not like a straight line from point A to point B in the world of logic. It's almost like the two of you know what you're worthy of, know what you want, but can't seem to bring those two things together. It's almost like there's a belief system. It could be a familial belief system, like passed down from the family around love and relationship. And maybe your relationship doesn't fit into that belief system. So there's this constant, like almost resistance to what you truly desire. Okay. Which I find so fascinating. You are definitely not the only people struggling with that right now, but it's coming up right now for y'all to sort out. So I feel like there's this really interesting dynamic when it comes to pursuing what you truly desire with one another, because the desire is there. The inability to actually pursue it is what's struggling. Okay. All right. So for you, what you need to know right now, okay? So we have the Page of Wands for you, which I feel is really interesting because it's more of a creative energy. It's more of perhaps engaging with your passions in a little bit of a different way. Whenever I see a page card, I feel like it's sort of like you're a newbie at something. You're maybe seeing, it's like, for example, if I see the Page of Pentacles, sometimes it's like, okay, you're being guided to look at the world in a different way, in a way that you're not accustomed to, so it's new to you. This has to do with how you engage with what you're passionate about, whether it's this relationship, whether it's your life, whether it's your creative pursuits, whatever that is. Spirit is saying you need to know that this is a time of evolution for you when it comes to engaging in passion and allowing yourself to feel that and really truly lean in without it being dampened by external responses or the need to assume there's going to be an external response and sort of choreograph your intentions accordingly. Does that make sense? That's going to make sense to the right people. So if you have intentions with your person, you might be, I want to say stemming them. I don't know why stemming is the right word, but you might be restricting them or limiting them to try, not to try and get the right reaction, but trying to, why can't I speak? This is so weird. Okay. It's like trying to navigate these obstacles that only exist in the mind in a way. And I know I'm saying these all wrong, but it's like you're trying to navigate things you assume are going to happen. So you almost dampen yourself and you dampen your energy out of fear or whatever that is. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. What is your person dealing with at this time? We got the Knight of Cups. That's so interesting. I feel like, first of all, that's Pisces and Aquarius energy, by the way. So they could have that in their chart. But what I find interesting about this card is that, see how like this, the energy of this card feels like, I want to say like a timid approach. Like, see how the flower is kind of down. Like, I want to make an offer, but I'm kind of, you're both dealing with the same energy, just in different capacities. So where they might want to pursue you and make an offer to you, let's say, we're just going to use this as an example. I'm not saying this is generally where they're at in the extent of, we're going to lean into that a little bit more. But I feel like, it's like, you ever see somebody like, oh my goodness, hang on, sorry. I realized that my microphone is not plugged in. Okay. Dang it. Okay, so the last part of this is going to be, first part of this is going to be quiet anyways. So, you know how someone's like, they don't want it to look like what they're actually trying to do because they don't want to get embarrassed or rejected. So they're going to like pretend that they're kind of like, so in a way they're getting ahead of themselves and preparing for your rejection by pretending like they're not really offering you anything. It's such a bizarre energy. But I think we all kind of do that when we're in this state of assuming things or trying to predict things to try and navigate or prepare for things that we think we can't handle. So it's such you're both very much mirroring each other in that regard. And it's really just coming up for you to address and be like, do I need to really truly worry about this? There is something about looking foolish for both of you that is, and again, it could be things that you learned from your family about relationships. Maybe there was someone in your family that was like balls to the wall with love, and maybe they fell in love with a new person every month and the family talks shit about them. I don't know what it is, but there could be something in there for both of you where you're afraid to really let yourselves live into the moment and into those feelings out of fear of looking foolish. So very interesting. Okay. What are you being guided to focus on? Yeah, I love this. We have the Six of Pentacles. You're in the right place. You're ready to catch the dream. Focus on the possibility of success versus the possibility of failure. Because if you focus on the possibility of failure, and I'm not saying you're going to create that, but you are going to go about things in a way where you're trying to mitigate the failure instead of being able to live into the possibility of success. Like if you knew this was going to be a success no matter what would change in your demeanor? What would change in your outlook, in your experience with this person, right? There's something here where Spirit is like, what if shit just worked out? What if it did? What if your heart is leading you to the right place and you can't shake it because you're meant to truly live into those dreams, okay? All right, so your person, what is the next step for them? Like, what are they going to lean into? Interesting that we had worry flip back down. Okay, yeah, stepping into their emotional mastery. I really love that, okay? This is somebody who, it's so funny with the King of Cups, because the King of Cups is actually really easy going in their energy. This is also Scorpio and Libra energy, I believe. So lots of water, lots of emotion and mental stuff with your person. But this is somebody, the King of Cups is generally a very easygoing energy because they're not worried about things. They know things are going to work out. Even they're kind of like that, like, I don't want to say somebody that is like smokes dope and is checked out. So, but you know, like those like surfer dude vibes, like just, there's something about, I'm not saying that's your person, that does not feel like your person at all. but Spirit is saying that there is something that they are, that's allowing them to come into their power. Like when you see somebody that's at ease with life, it's because they have the confidence that things are going to work out. They're at ease with things because they know no matter what happens, they can handle it. It's gonna all get, there is something here that they are really focused in creating in their own personal demeanor, and that will play out for this connection and relationship, because they are, when they're at ease with things, there's a confidence in them that they know that things are going to work out. Okay, so there's something with that. What is the potential direction for your connection at this time? Whoops, okay. Interesting that we have the Five of Swords and we have defeat, okay? I'm going to tell you what this means, because we also have the Hierophant in reverse with that as a secondary message. So I'm going to actually put this above the defeat for good reason. There's a reason that Source brought it out that way, that they flipped out that way, because this is ultimately the direction of which you guys are going in. But at this moment in time where you both are at, it would not actually come out that way. Okay. So what is interesting about the Hierophant? The Hierophant is those, you know, it can be marriage, it can be a more committed relationship. It can be seen that way, but it's also guidance from Source. Without the guidance of your higher self and your souls and your peeps, okay, you are absolutely headed for defeat. It just is what it is. If you both showed up in these insecure energies and these fear that things aren't going to work out, that's going to ricochet. It's going to create resistance. It's going to create an amplification of resistance. It does not mean that it's going to ruin everything forever. Just at this moment, it's just like, I see this sometimes where people come back together and they're both out of sorts, but two wrongs don't make a right. Like it doesn't actually balance the thing. So there's something here that they're saying, follow your guidance, follow what it is your heart's telling you, lean into the possibility that your soul is showing you, commune with your higher self, utilize Source. It'll shift everything to that place of just being able to be with one another without having all of this intrepidation and anticipation in that creates a negative concept or experience for the both of you, if that makes any sense at all. So I don't think it's actually headed towards defeat, but if you tried to force something now between the two of you, I'm not saying you would force, but if you guys came together with what you're trying to release and move through, it would just feel like defeat. It wouldn't be the outcome you truly desire. So I hope that this has helped. The information for the extended is in the description box below. I'm sending you all so much love and take care.